Don Lemon destroys Sonny Hostin while discussing the topic of racism. She always talks complete nonsense, and this broadcast was no exception. Let's watch it together and understand the situation.
Was the president right to use that word?
I don't think so. I will tell you that I was surprised, I was shocked, I was disappointed. I think language matters, especially when that language is coming from the leader of the free world, the President of the United States, especially as an African-American man. I think what it does, quite frankly, Wolf, is give people the feeling that they too can use it. We hear that argument being made oftentimes, well, rappers use it, so I can use it too. And I think that the president was sort of ill-advised in thinking that he was either going to be provocative or be instructive and nuanced, because we all know he's a wordsmith. We know that he chooses his words carefully. So I don't think this was an accidental use of the term, but it now opens up the field for others using it. And in fact, on our very network, Wolf, you know that this term was not used. It wasn't something that journalists could use, and it wasn't something that we aired on our network. But now, because the president said it, I have heard that word, a very hurtful word, over and over and over again, just today.
What exactly is Sonny's problem? As far as I'm concerned, it's acceptable and quite normal for a member of one race to treat his own people the way he wants to be treated. I have repeatedly heard that this word is quite accessible to all of them in communication, and there is nothing wrong with it. This word is used everywhere.
It is right.
That's
it
not
is
right.
right.
No, I disagree with you. We have been able to use that word on this network for the entire 9 years that I've been here.
We haven't done it.
Yes, we have.
Done it.
I've used it. I've done it the entire time that I've been here. And the guidance has been, if the anchor is comfortable saying the word, the anchor can say the word on this network. That has been the guidance.
Don, we had a correspondent a couple of years ago, and I've been here for 6, 7 years.
Said
and that correspondent was not was reprimanded for using that term.
No, she was not. She was reprimanded for using an expletive, not for using that word.
That's even worse, Don, because that means that using an expletive is worse than using a racial epithet.
But it's not.
What
She was
saying,
using
the
no. If she was on television calling someone that word, then yes, she should be suspended for it. But if she's on television using that word in context as to what someone said or what was used in a court of law or what have you, then no one should be suspended for that. We should not sanitize that word by saying this person called such and such the N-word. No, that person didn't call that person the N-word. That person called Sonny. I know you're going to get upset. That person called you, or that person. They didn't say the N-word.
I can't believe.
How right he is. Why, if he used this word without any bad intentions, should he be reprimanded? Why Sonny? Perhaps the fact is that you are simply offended and it is unpleasant for you to hear this word, so you just say it so that the person has the opportunity to apologize to you. You're just being a clownery here, and Don has made that clear.
Journalists,
that you, as an African-American man, is going to use that word just
of course,
so flippantly.
because
Words
we're
matter,
using
and
it.
you should know that.
I do know that. I have said the entire time that I've been here, I don't think we should bastardize a word. I don't think it should be used freely in songs over and over again.
We shouldn't use
it at all. But if you're using it in context of a story and it is relevant, you should be able to say it. In fact, I encourage people to say it because I think you should hear
encouraging people to use a
because
racial
you should hear
epithet.
the impact of the word. No, I'm not encouraging people to call people the N-word. I'm using it historically. If I'm a journalist, journalists are part of the record. It is our job to convey the truth and to tell people reality.
It is also
it's not our job
to realize
it's not our job
that there
to
are certain words that
sanitize
should
a word.
not be used.
It shouldn't be used if you're calling someone.
Our conscience,
if you're
to use our journalistic conscience, to make sure that we do not use words that are offensive.
Don,
I just said get on air and use
if you're using it to call someone a derogatory.
God, calm down this offended woman who does not see reality and lives in her own pink world. Sonny, I want and advise you to do only one thing. Stop being offended by everything in this world, then you will seem smarter. Now you look like a person who blames everyone and pretends to be right, although this is far from the case. Don Lemon made it clear to the viewer that this was just a ridiculous situation from which Sonny inflated a huge ball of hatred and resentment. What do you think about this? Write your opinion in the comments and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.